A few years ago, I started my journey into the world of hacking, and today I'm a pro hacker with numerous successful projects under my belt and the ability to hack passwords, computers, and even mobile phones. But I'm not the only one doing this. Pro hackers are making waves all over the internet, pulling off incredible feats and earning significant recognition. Just take a look at this hacker, and of course, this hacker. After watching this video, you'll have the exact blueprint I used to become a pro hacker. I'll give you the entire formula, the skills you need, the tools you should use, and how to practice the best way. But for this to work, you need to watch this video all the way to the end. You can't skip any steps. Most people are lazy and skip the boring parts, which is why most aspiring hackers fail. Ethical hacking is still a highly in-demand field because not many people put in the work that it takes. Some backstory: I started my hacking journey with no idea what I was doing. I dabbled in random techniques and tools just hoping for the best. Don't do this. I had several failed attempts before I found my path. So to save you some headache, I created this guide with all the steps that go into becoming a pro hacker that actually make a ton of money. Before I jump into the juicy stuff, I need to make a disclaimer. This video solely focuses on teaching ethical hackers and security professionals about the best way to become a pro hacker. Black hat hacking is highly discouraged and can result in serious legal consequences. How to start learning? No need to reinvent the wheel here. Instead, go with proven resources that people are already using to learn hacking. If you're serious about getting into the field, you should start with the fundamentals. That means learning what networks are and how they work, being able to work on Windows and Linux and interacting comfortably with the command line interface. That is the bare minimum. Afterwards, you can start looking at programs like TryHackMe or HackTheBox. Those will give you a good starting point. Learn the important well-known ports and services. Learn how to enumerate them and how to potentially exploit them. After that, it depends on what you want to do specifically. You will most certainly not use all of the techniques above, no matter where you end up. Cybersecurity is a big field, and you won't be doing everything. Instead, you'll be specializing. If you're looking to be on the offensive side, you're looking at pen testing or red teaming. On the other end of the spectrum, we have DFIR, digital forensics, and incident response and blue teaming. Go to platforms like Udemy, Coursera, and YouTube to see what courses and tutorials are popular. Most successful hackers start with foundational courses in computer science, networking, and cybersecurity. You could start with other resources, but make sure you learn some basics like networking and get some hands-on experience with Unix systems. Most hackers use Kali Linux as their operating system, and that's a great choice if you want a lot of hacking tools ready to go out of the box. Avoid resources that are outdated or have poor reviews. For example, if you start with a course that hasn't been updated in years, you might miss out on the latest techniques and tools. All the pro hackers I showed you earlier use a variety of tools to perform their tasks, and it's not only about having the tools, it's about knowing how to use them effectively. When you're hacking, you need to be familiar with both offensive and defensive tools. Offensive tools include things like Metasploit, Nmap, and Wireshark. Defensive tools include firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and antivirus software. So having a good understanding of these tools makes it all a lot easier. And no, you don't need to buy expensive software. You can start with free and open source tools that are just as powerful if you know how to use them. First, you want to familiarize yourself with some essential tools. Try to be a bit creative here. Don't just stick to the basics. Explore new tools and techniques that can give you an edge. Then you want to head over to platforms like GitHub, download the tools, and start experimenting with them. The reason we're using GitHub is because it's free and has a vast repository of tools and resources. This is without a doubt the most important thing when it comes to becoming a pro hacker. You can have all the knowledge and tools, but if you don't practice, you won't get anywhere. I spent countless hours practicing on platforms like HackTheBox, TryHackMe, and CTFs or Capture the Flag competitions. These platforms provide real-world scenarios where you can test your skills, so spend time practicing. Sometimes you'll see a simple challenge taking hours to solve, but that's part of the learning process. Go search up these platforms and see what challenges are available. I've seen that challenges related to web application security, network security, and reverse engineering can be really useful to train on. I know it can be difficult to get started and just not knowing where to begin. That's why I have created the Ultimate Hacker's Cheat Sheet. It's a list of the most popular tools and the commands you need to learn first, along with examples on how to use them. So make sure you check that out in the comments to get a head start on your hacking journey. Once you've mastered the basics and intermediate levels of hacking, it's time to dive into advanced exploitation techniques. These are the skills that separate the good hackers from the great ones. One of the most powerful techniques is buffer overflows. Understanding how to exploit buffer overflows can give you access to systems that are otherwise secure. To learn this, you can refer to books like Hacking: The Art of Exploitation by John Erickson and take online courses on platforms like Pluralsight. Practice is crucial. And platforms like ExploitDB offer real-world examples where you can test your skills on vulnerable virtual machines. Web applications are a common target for hackers, and advanced techniques like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and cross-site request forgery can be devastating if executed correctly. Tools like Burp Suite, SQL Map, and OWASP Zap are essential for mastering these techniques. Participating in bug bounty programs on platforms like HackerOne and BugCrowd can provide you with live systems to test your skills and earn rewards. Developing your own exploits can be incredibly rewarding and is a highly sought-after skill in the cybersecurity industry. Courses like Offensive Security's Advanced Web Attacks and Exploitation, AWAE, and books like The Shell Coder's Handbook are excellent resources for learning exploit development. Using Metasploit's framework, you can develop and test your own exploit, further enhancing your capabilities as a pro hacker. Social engineering is the art of manipulating people into performing actions or divulging confidential information. It's a critical skill for any pro hacker. There are various types of social engineering, including phishing, pretexting, baiting, and tailgating. Phishing in particular is one of the most common and effective techniques. Tools like GoPhish can help you create and manage phishing campaigns, and simulating phishing attacks within your organization can test and improve security awareness. Understanding human psychology is key to successful social engineering. Books like Social Engineering: The Art of Human Hacking by Christopher Hadnagy offer valuable insights into psychological manipulation. Role-playing exercises and real-world simulations can help you hone your skills. Knowing how to protect against social engineering attacks is just as important as knowing how to execute them. As more organizations move their infrastructure to the cloud, understanding cloud security and exploitation techniques has become increasingly important. Cloud environments such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform have unique security challenges and vulnerabilities. One of the first steps in cloud security exploitation is understanding the shared responsibility model, which delineates the security responsibilities of the cloud provider and the customer. Tools like AWS CLI, Command Line Interface, and Azure PowerShell are essential for interacting with cloud environments. These tools allow you to manage cloud resources, configure security settings, and automate tasks. Learning how to use these tools effectively can help you identify misconfigurations and vulnerabilities in cloud environments. Another critical aspect of cloud security exploitation is understanding identity and access management. IAM misconfigurations are a common vulnerability in cloud environments. Tools like Prowler for AWS and Scout Suite for multi-cloud environments can help you audit IAM policies and identify potential security issues. By mastering these tools, you can exploit IAM misconfigurations to gain unauthorized access to cloud resources. One of the most crucial aspects of becoming a pro hacker is understanding the legal and ethical boundaries. You need to know what is legal and what isn't. Ethical hacking involves getting permission before you test any system. Always have a signed agreement or contract before you start any penetration testing. Familiarize yourself with laws like the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act in the United States or similar laws in your country. Violating these laws can lead to severe penalties, including imprisonment. Remember, the goal is to improve security, not to exploit vulnerabilities for personal gain. Hacking is a constantly evolving field, and one of the best ways to stay updated is by joining a community of like-minded individuals. Communities like Reddit's r/NetSec, Stack Exchange's information security community, and Discord servers are great places to start. That's why I have made a dedicated Discord server where new and pro hackers can discuss and ask questions, so make sure you join that community as well. These communities provide a platform to share knowledge, ask questions, and get feedback on your work. They can also be a great source of motivation and support. Networking with other hackers can open up opportunities for collaboration, learning, and even job offers. This step is probably the most important one. As you gain more skills and experience, start building a portfolio of your work. This can include write-ups of challenges you've solved, tools you've developed, or vulnerabilities you've discovered. Don't underestimate this step. It's really valuable. A well-documented portfolio can be a powerful tool when applying for jobs or freelance gigs. It shows potential employers or clients that you have practical experience and a deep understanding of hacking. You can use platforms like GitHub to host your projects and write-ups. Make sure to keep your portfolio updated with your latest work. The field of hacking is always changing, with new vulnerabilities and techniques being discovered all the time. To stay ahead, you need to commit to continuous learning. Follow cybersecurity blogs, attend conferences, and take advanced courses to keep your skills sharp. Certifications like Offensive Security Certified Professional, OSCP, and others can also add credibility to your skills and knowledge. But don't worry about that in the beginning. Remember, the journey to becoming a pro hacker doesn't end. It's a continuous process of learning and adapting. That's it for today. I also have a lot of other hacking tutorials. Here's one on screen on how to learn hacking fast. Happy hacking!